Hey everybody, how's it going? Robin here with AriesFireTarot. Guys, welcome here to your daily tarot card reading. This is going to be for Monday, July 26th, and the deck I'm using is the Tarot of Dreams. So, you might have noticed this enormous floof on my head. So, the hairstyle that I wear up, that's not my hair, right? I put a ponytail in, and then I put a scrunchie. What do they call that? Anyway, it's a scrunchie, and so I got a different color, and I thought, well, maybe I'll get something with a little bit of gray in it because my hair's turning gray. And I put it on this morning, and all I could think is, like, I just look like I have an enormous bunny tail on the top of my head. So anyway, I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna rock it anyway, so let's just get going, you guys. Thanks and many blessings for being here. I love you guys. I love you guys. So let's just press on. I really feel like really lively today. So, I mean, that'll be lots of fun. So this is nice. We have the 7 of coins to start off your Monday reading. And this is a very blissful 7 of coins. It's like very content in everything that you have done thus far in life. So whether that's true or not, you know, it might be a really good day to make peace with events, especially if you were the trigger for something that didn't go quite so well, or you might have stepped on some toes, you know, really made a mess of things, broken somebody's heart. I mean, it happens, right? So there is a sense of calm and forgiveness, especially of self. And, you know, until you can sort of wipe the slate clean, and I'm just actually going to write that down. Hold on. Oh, I can't reach the button. Hold on. Oh, honestly. So anyways, I was saying, you know, you might want to wipe the slate clean, because whatever it is that you're feeling today is being cast, like the seeds are being cast into tomorrow. So how can you become at peace with any sort of disastrophes that you have caused in your life or been a party to? I mean, some people they throw everything back at their God, at universe, at source, and just say that's what it was. Okay. So there is a time today for you guys to forgive yourself, and just, you can't go back. You can't go back. You can't go back. So just look forward with a different peace in your heart. Peace. Oh, see? So I pulled the Palace of Coins here. So this is what is waiting for you when you're able to resolve past traumas, no matter who caused them. Okay. The Palace cards only exist, as far as I know, in this Tarot of Dreams deck. So you are, like I said before, casting the seeds for your future today. And this is your destination, this great big golden Palace of Pentacles, which is whatever that looks like for you. It doesn't mean you want to live in a literal palace, but what is your dream life? You know, it's going to be a really good day to sit down and say, okay, this is where I want to be. This is my dream destination, who I want to be with, and really look at it and start sorting out emotions that maybe don't belong to you anymore, but they're just along for the ride. And what you can cross off your list. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but my grandmother, she had this technique. And this is the same grandmother that she messaged me from beyond the veil to start reading tarot. Okay, so she had a very interesting life, and she had a lot of interesting stories to tell. And she was a little bit, you know, a little bit out there. So I loved her eccentricity, but she really didn't like to confront people. And I guess that was, you know, the era that she grew up in. Women were very much, you know, not really permitted to have an opinion. So how she did it for herself, she would write a letter and address it to an individual and never mail it. And she would list out everything that she was upset about, everything that she was hurt about. And then when those things resolved, she would go back to that letter and cross it off. Okay. So I found that a really fascinating thing to do. I know some people, they will write the letter and then burn it, but I really feel like there is something that can be just put to the side, you know? Things happen. You can't go back and fix them. I think I said that a million times already, but I think that was such a good way of dealing with things. And I really like the catharsis of writing as well. So that could be something that you could implement today. So you could bring in this peace of mind with that 7 of Pentacles, the 7 of Coins, and then your destination, your dream destination, what you really want for yourself should become crystal clear and much more available to you. So it is possible to wipe the slate clean. What's his name? Anthony Hopkins. Like, shockingly, he's quite an inspiration. And he does this video on, I know, right? I always think of Hannibal Lecter and how can this guy have anything inspirational to say, but he's being interviewed and somebody says to him, do you have any regrets? And he's like, no, you know, there was things that happened that were good and things that happened that were not so good. And I just moved on. So you might want to really check him out. I really hate that angle that I just gave myself here. You might want to check him out because, like, it was really a surprise to see that coming from him. But he is, like, a very powerful actor, you know, and he's done very well for himself. And the way that he looked at this situation of planting the seeds for the future and ending up where he wanted to be with the Palace of Coins, I'm going to take that one, could be very notable for you. So we've got the Hanged Man here. So this really ties right in, and thank you to my spirit guides for providing the right card at the right time as I do my rambling readings. That was a lot of R's. You know, really look at things in a different way. I'm going to give you guys another example or somebody to watch to help sort of put the pieces of your life together and other people's lives together, no matter what part you played in them. She talks about soul contracts and soul families, and Dolores Cannon, okay? She's very insightful, and she does a bunch of different videos, but you might want to look up that, like Dolores Cannon's soul family and soul contracts, how, you know, people during the reincarnation process, everybody sort of switches places in the soul family contract, and it's really quite fascinating. So you might want to check that out because it could make you have a different way of looking at things with the Hanging Man card, okay? Like it's taking a completely different take on something. Instead of, I know a lot of people, they tend to bring blame down on themselves. Like, oh, I could have changed that. I could have done that. Especially if you were an eyewitness to a tragedy or something happened that you were just helpless to prevent. That is like putting a whole lot of responsibility and pressure on yourself. It's like you're taking the workings of the universe and saying, well, I was 100% responsible for that, but you're not, because there's this whole other background to it. It's like when, you know, somebody is singing on stage, they're not the only person that showed up. There's like how many people backstage to support this one person. So you're one person, but there's this whole backstage, I guess we want to call them roadies or a setup crew or whatever, but do you know what I mean? It's not just you. You're not responsible for every single thing. There's so many other bit players, like supporting actors, you know, people that put up the sets, you know, all that stuff. They operate the cameras. So, and again, I'm getting here some visual of the Truman Show. Like he was living his life and then he realized like, whoa, what is going on in the background? So if you haven't seen that movie, you might want to check that out because that was really quite fascinating how everything was orchestrated for him to have a certain experience. So that movie has a very surprising sort of spiritual message to it, and how you can break free from all of that, because this is what is going on here with the Seven of Pentacles and the Palace of Pentacles, and looking at things in a different way. And then we got the King of Swords that is looking at you quite patiently, as if you were being like a very naughty child, and looking at the rationale behind what happened. So if you can sort of distance yourself emotionally and look at all these different examples, Anthony Hopkins, if you can kind of disassociate him with the Hannibal Lecter character, that would probably be helpful. Dolores Cannon on ways of looking at the soul contract and soul family thing. Maybe even watch The Truman Show. I mean, besides the spiritual message, it's a really fun movie. And then the King of Swords is going, you know, try and leave your emotion out of it a little bit. And then you'll start seeing your future grow in a way that you probably never thought was possible. So look at ways to wipe your slate clean, you guys. Okay? I'm gonna go. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.